Hey guys, Marsengan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so with the worldwide download celebration literally only 2 days away now, the banner's actually more like 3 or 4 days away, depending on your time zone when this video comes out. You really want to make sure that you have done the All-Star Dokkan Battle Raid, because of course you get 277 stones in total. I think it gives, is it a stone like every 5 stages or something like that? But then when you get all the way up to the final stage, stage 999 gives you 77 stones. So obviously that's a whole multi. The worldwide celebration is going to have 3+1 banners, so you need to do 150 to get 4 multis, because you get 1 free at the end. So 77 stones is basically half of that, or just over half of that. So if you're like me and you've been slacking off a little bit, I did a bunch of these on stream, and then of course Cell Max came out, so I've been spending a lot of my time doing videos on Cell Max. And, you know, not just the videos themselves, but obviously doing the runs to try and get those runs actually beaten with whichever character or team I'm trying to try. Some of them have taken a lot of attempts, and so I've been very much neglecting the All-Star Raid. So I finally decided, shout out to my boy Sora on Twitter, I'm going to put his details in the description down below. He posted a guide a little while ago about how to set up an auto clicker app that can help you get through this kind of thing. He originally posted it for link leveling, which you can also set it up for. In the video today, I'm going to show you how to set it up for the All-Star Raid, but you can literally follow the same steps with some slight changes. You'll see how that's quite obvious once we go through the actual setup. And then you can change that to set you up for doing link leveling as well. I was mentioning it to one of my friends earlier. You could technically, if you really wanted to, you could set it up for a way to rerun like a Dokkan event. So when a new unit comes out, say you pull the new unit and the side banner unit, now you have to run their event 16 times. You could set this up to keep replaying the event for you as well. Although obviously you'd have to make sure once you've done the 16 runs that you actually turn it off. So I'm going to bring up the app here. Now, the description, I'm going to have the link to Sora's tweet, as well as the place where you download the app from. But this is the app here. You can see I already have a thing created called All-Star for the All-Star event. You have to give it permission to cast with your phone. So when you first install it, it will ask you to turn on certain permissions on your phone. And then it will be able to work, right? So when it comes up for the first time, I can't show you because it's when you first install it. And I don't know if I uninstalled it and reinstalled it, I don't know if it would remember the settings or not. But yeah, it'll show you where you need to click, and it will take you directly to that part of your phone menu, so you can turn the permissions on. So I've just read the top part of my screen is cut off, but there's not a huge amount missing at the top. So you've got the play and the stop button. When you press play, it will change to pause. The stop button actually gets rid of the overlay completely. So if you are mid-run and you want it to stop, make sure you press pause rather than stop, otherwise you have to go back and open the app again. But the third button is this menu button here. So we'll look at this. This is the thing that I have made for doing the auto thing. Now, it might look a little bit confusing, but trust me when I say that each step is actually not that confusing. So we are going to go through from scratch how you do it. So you've got the tick at the bottom, there's settings and all this kind of stuff. You don't need to use any of those. The third thing across here with the 2 lines with the arrows lets you move the steps up and down if you make them in the wrong order. But I'm going to show you how to do it in order from the beginning. Now, to answer a bunch of questions, because I talked about this on the stream earlier today, I asked the chat if this was something people would still be interested in seeing a guide for, because I know this has been out for a while, but a lot of people still haven't finished it. So to answer 2 questions that came up straight away, this only works on Android, as far as I know. There could be an iOS version of this, but the link that's in the description for you to download the app, it is an app for Android. So I don't know if there is an alternative on iPhone, and if there is, it's probably quite different to this in terms of like the overlay and stuff, so I wouldn't know how you would get it to work. And then secondly, there is no risk of being banned for doing this, kind of like the Dokkan Scout bot thing. You're not doing anything to the game itself. You're not modding the game. All this is doing, essentially, once it runs, is clicking the screen for you, and that's it. So it's basically the equivalent if you, like, gave your phone to your friend and they played it for you while you weren't there. So let's go ahead and set ourselves up a new event here to do the All-Star Raid. So we click on the third one here. The play button will be... actually, wait, sorry, no, I need to go back, don't I? Because we don't want this... we've got to stop that and then go back to the app because we're already in our All-Star. So there you go. So we need to create an All-Star thing. We're just going to put test for the video here because obviously I've already made it. So we create a new scenario and then we go into it. Asks us for permission to like take over the phone. So we press yes. I say take over. That sounds a bit weird. But so we do that and then we go into our game. So now we need to start adding our steps. So I started from this menu because obviously this is the home menu for the All-Star Raid. This is probably where you want to start. So step 1, no new events. So we click on the plus to create one. And so let's call the first one start because we're right at the beginning. And then we want to, so press done. Then we need to add our condition. So the way this app works is it looks for specific things on the screen and then it will perform an action, which the action we're going to put in is to press the screen. So this isn't like a thing where it just clicks in a certain place every like few seconds or something like that, because obviously there could be so many issues with that. Like if it takes too long to load, or if it like, you know, if it brings up the the friend list does the weird like reset thing or whatever. So this is much better because it's looking for specific conditions. So we'll add a condition. And then you can see the top bar's slightly cut off, but the top icon is a little square box. So we click that and it brings up this box that we can move around here. Now what this is this is what the app is going to be looking for as the condition for the first part of this step. So as you can see, I'm moving the size of the box so it can only see the bit that says fight stamina 0. Because if you screenshot the whole button, then it's going to be looking for enemy level 835. So as soon as it's done one stage, 5, 6 and 5 look kind of similar, so it might still work. And then when it gets to 7, it's probably not going to work. So you want to highlight the box here that says fight stamina 0 and then click the tick in the top. It says so visible to the app at the position on the screen. That's the easiest way of doing it. So we press OK. And then the action that we want to perform is a click. So press duration 1 second, it's just one click. And then the click position, you can either have a condition or a specific position. We want to click on position, and then it says touch the position to click on. So obviously we just want to click it on the main button. And then we press the tick, we press OK, and then we press OK. So there you go. There's our event list, and start has been added. So we press the tick to go back into our game view, and then we need to go into it. Because basically to get this fully set up, you have to do a run so it knows what to do. So after it's pressed the first button, it will bring you to the team screen. So obviously we're just going to use the auto friend. We want it to auto the whole process as quickly as possible. So we're going to add a new step, which is going to be, I guess I don't want to put start again. So let's put begin stage, I guess. So begin stage, the condition that we want to look for is we click the square in the top corner again. The condition we want to look for is the start button at the bottom with the no continues allowed, because obviously, you know, that's what it says for an EZA. Sometimes I find it really annoying to click on the very edge of the box, but yeah, there you go. So look for the start button in the bottom right corner. Okay. And then click in position the start button. And then tick. Okay. Okay. And then that is step 2 done. So then obviously we want to click the start button. When you're setting this up for link leveling, this next step you don't have to do, because obviously the annoying thing about EZAs is you constantly have to press the auto button every time you go into a new stage, whereas obviously link leveling remembers that it's still on auto, so you don't need to do that. So that's the next step that you're going to have to set up here. So the fight loads up, and then we go to adding a new step. We'll just call this one auto, because obviously that's what we want it to do. Press the auto button. So the condition, press the square icon again. The condition is going to be to look for this auto battle button in the bottom corner, because obviously that's what we want it to press. Oh, let's move the phone. Can I get this to be even smaller? Because I don't want it to pick up like numbers in the HP bar. So yeah, that'll be fine. So it's looking for the grayed out auto battle button, and then we want it to click in the position, on position, auto button, and then okay. And then what I did for my one is I noticed when I first set this up, it was repeatedly clicking it. And then it would, if the timing was bad, it would mean that when the final character attacked, the auto was actually back to being off. So then what you can do underneath actions, if you press plus again and then put wait, pause duration, I put 60 seconds. So what that means is it's going to press the auto button and then it's going to wait 60 seconds before it tries to do anything else again. And then obviously in that 60 seconds, your characters are going to have started attacking at that point. So then it's not going to see the auto button and try and turn it off. So that is step 3, pressing auto. So now we need to press auto and let it play out and actually win the stage. I don't know how long this particular run is going to take. I know I'm a bit further in now, so I'm past the point where certain teams will just one-shot all of the enemies. So we'll go ahead and do this. I think this is the perfect timing as well, because this is stage 5. There is an extra step that you need to add in. Otherwise, every 5 stages, the program will like stop or pause, because every 5 stages, the game gives you a stone as a reward. So it brings up that little extra bit at the end where it shows that you're getting a dragon stone. And so because that isn't the same screen that it normally shows, then it will get stuck at that point. So that is a provision that you need to add. Shout out to my friend Jake. Once I'd set this up for me in the most basic term, I set it up for him at work last night, and then he figured that out and added that extra step, and then obviously I did it as well. Now, to put this into perspective, he'd barely touched it. He was on stage like 80, and last night at work, we got this set up, and then while we were working for the next like 6 or 7 hours, he got to stage 500 and something, literally by running this, and he didn't touch his phone like a single time, and it did like almost 500 stages. So now we're going to get onto this screen, and this is the one where it gives you the stones. So this is what I was saying, this is an extra step that you need to set up. So we're going to add a step. I'm going to put stone. Now what all the program will do is, if it doesn't see the stone, because you're doing one of the other 4 stages between each 5, it just skips this step. Because the way the program works is it's looking for the thing that we tell it to look for. And if it doesn't see it, it will skip it. So what you want to do is you want to be able to see the stone, but you don't want to be able to see like the stamina bar at the top, because obviously that could be different. You don't want to see like the time in the bottom corner. So literally, as you can see, I'm just taking like the edge of the dragon stone. So if that appears on the screen, all we want the phone to do is click on position anywhere on the screen. So just on the dragon stone, it doesn't actually matter. And then that's the next step done. So we tick that. And then the phone is going to click on the screen, which gets rid of the stone. And then we're back to this bit. So when I first set it up, I did this as the next step. And that's why when a stone comes up, it kind of throws it off a little bit. So now that we're on this screen, we need to add another step. So I'm just going to call it OK. Because we wanted to press the OK button. So then we're going to look for the OK button at the bottom. I mean, some of you guys, if you're a bit more like tech savvy, you'll have obviously figured out at this point exactly what you need to do for the whole of the rest of the setup. It is pretty straightforward, but obviously I am just going to go through the whole thing just to make it a little bit easier. So we want it to click the OK button. So click on position on the OK button, and then press yes, OK, OK, and then tick. So then we press the OK button. Then we need to add an event so that it doesn't add a friend. Because obviously for me, my friends list is completely full. So let's put no friend. Or if I could spell it right, there we go. No friend. So then we want to look for... Now for me, because my friends list is never going to change, I can add in the like... I can keep in the bit where it says like your friends list has been... your friend limit has been reached. Obviously you don't have to do that. You could just put in the OK button and then that's fine. So OK, add an action, click. On position, click the OK button, OK, 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 tick, then we press OK, and then this screen comes up with an EZA. Now this is a pause, you have to press somewhere on the screen to move on to the next step. So now we need to add another step in here, where I still really can't spell, now here, we want it to look for, go to the next level, but then obviously... the clicker is allowed to click basically anywhere on the screen, and it is going to be fine. So on position, just there, who cares? Okay, okay, tick, and then we press the screen. And there we are, back to the beginning. So, this is our list of steps. You've just watched me set the whole thing up. So let's go ahead and now press play in the top corner. And I'm going to sit here with my hands behind my head. I might drink my coffee actually a little bit. And you guys are going to see that I am not going to touch the screen. So we've loaded into the stage. Here we are in the stage. The game is going to press the auto button for me once we get past the passives. You could add extra steps for it to click the screen at this part to make the passives load up faster, but I feel like that would be way too complicated considering obviously it's bringing up the image of the units and stuff like that, and the app is based around seeing like what's on the screen. But there you go, it pressed auto. It used the Android's active skill to get rid of all of the attacks, which is pretty nice. And off we go attacking with future Gohan and Trunks. Now, the one thing I will say you have to remember as well, once you start getting to the later stages where you actually have to use specific teams, you are going to have to pause the script and then change your team yourself, right? Because right up until stage like 700 and something, I was using the LR Super Saiyan 4's team. And then once you get to the harder stages, I can't remember what the first one was, but like Universe 6 was definitely one of them. That team will just get clapped because it doesn't have the specific category. So you have to pause it, change your team, and then obviously every time you go into it after that, Dokkan remembers the last team that you used, so the script can just run. But there you go. So we beat the stage. Now it's loading up the success screen. It doesn't show a stone because we weren't completing a stage with a multiple of 5. So it skips that, press the OK button, and then boom. And look at that. While the game was loading, it's trying to click because it's seeing the thing that it wants to see. So just like in real life, while the game is still loading, you can often be hammering away at that start button. And then as soon as it is actually pressable, the game presses it, and then here we are. I don't know if the thing has changed again. I know my thing is going to change soon to Terrifying Conquerors, but yeah, there you go. So, like I said at the beginning, you can set this up for link leveling. You won't need to add the step for auto because it's going to remember that you're on auto. So all you have to do is play through the sequence that you want it to do once while adding in the steps each time. And when it comes to link leveling, you can even add in the step where when you've run out of stamina and it asks you if you want to use a stone. Yeah, okay, the thing has changed. So let's pause the script here. So yeah, it's definitely changed from Future Saga to the other category. So now I'm going to have to go ahead and change my team. I believe it's Terrifying Conquerors next, but yeah, so there you go. That's what the script looks like when it's done. You don't have to do it exactly the same way. You can throw in other changes and stuff. You can play around with it, get it set, like I said, for link leveling, Dokkan events, stuff like that. And there you go. Now, tonight at work, I can get on with what I'm doing, set this to auto, and it's going to finish the entire raid for me. I'm going to have my extra stones ready for summoning on the banner, and then I can get back to actually doing fun stuff like Cell Max, or even if I wanted to just link level or whatever. So there you go. That is how you auto set up the game to play itself, to do the All-Star raid, or link leveling, or anything else you want to set it up for. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Big shout out to Sora. Make sure you go show him love on Twitter if you do use Twitter. Maybe send him an you know, just saying thanks for this or whatever, just to, you know, show our boy some love. And all the relevant links are in the description down below. And yeah, hopefully this helps a bunch of you finish this off before the worldwide celebration starts. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.